Good morning. These are your Nassau Guardian highlights for Tuesday, December 16th, 2025, brought to you by Your Daily Bahamas headlines, especially for people on the go and those who are visually impaired. Please don't forget to like, share, and follow our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp channels. We begin with the main story on the front page. Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis says staff at the Grand Lucayan Resort will be paid after workers went 2 weeks without receiving salaries. The Prime Minister described the situation as unfortunate and acknowledged there have been challenges between the resort's board and management, but he gave assurances that payments will be made. However, no specific timeline was provided. While the government announced earlier this year that a new developer would assume financial responsibility for the resort, the Nassau Guardian reports that the government is still covering expenses, including payroll. The delay has once again raised concerns about the long-promised revitalization of Grand Bahama, with opposition voices calling on the government to be transparent and to pay workers what they are owed without further delay. Also on the front page, unions representing workers at the Bahamas Telecommunications Company staged a protest outside BTC's Poinciana Drive office. Union leaders say employees are demanding better working conditions, improved treatment by management, and the reinstatement of workers they claim were unfairly dismissed. The protest highlights ongoing labor tensions at the company. In political news, Progressive Liberal Party Chairman Fred Mitchell says the PLP expects to complete the ratification of its remaining candidates by January, as preparations continue for the next general election. Mitchell said the process is ongoing and stressed that party members are still actively carrying out their parliamentary duties. Meanwhile, the Free National Movement ratified 4 additional candidates, bringing the party's total to 28 so far. Party leader Michael Pintard said the candidates reflect depth, credibility, and a commitment to public service as the FNM positions itself for the upcoming election. In court news, a 64-year-old Belgian man with permanent residency status has been charged with defrauding 5 foreign nationals of more than $547,000. Prosecutors allege the money was taken in exchange for assistance with obtaining immigration status in the Bahamas. The accused was granted bail with strict conditions, including wearing an ankle bracelet, and the matter is set for trial next year. National news continues with 5 Bahamians being honored at Government House during the 2025 King's Birthday Honors Ceremony. Awards were presented for outstanding contributions to business, public service, education, health and wellness, and law enforcement. Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles received the King's Police Medal and said she hopes her recognition will inspire young people across the country. Staying with public safety, Commissioner Knowles also assured the public that police will be out in full force throughout the holiday season. She said officers will be highly visible as Junkanoo approaches and noted that the country's murder count for 2025 remains significantly lower than last year. In another court matter, a 43-year-old man has been charged with kidnapping the mother of his child. He was remanded to prison and is expected to seek bail in the Supreme Court. The editorial focuses on growing voter apathy as the country edges closer to a general election. It argues that while the government has highlighted some achievements, major promises, particularly regarding Grand Bahama, cost of living, and energy reform, remain unfulfilled. The editorial warns that time is running out for the administration to convince voters it deserves another mandate. Letters to the editor echo similar concerns, including frustration over delays in the Grand Lucayan deal and calls for greater transparency and accountability, as well as appeals for stronger civic education to combat declining voter engagement, especially among young people. In business and national development news, Commonwealth Brewery Limited has completed its first Lead Unlock leadership program aimed at strengthening management skills and preparing future leaders within the company, with additional cohorts planned for 2026. That brings us to the end of today's Nassau Guardian highlights. Remember, staying informed is not just about knowing what's happening, but understanding why it matters. Enjoy your day, be blessed, and be a blessing.